Okay. I pledge
I pledge
to not bully anyone,
to not bully anyone,
to ever get bullied,
to ever get bullied,
and to be an upstander against bullying.
and to be upstander against bullying. There is a fine line between these two words. Number one, fun, and number two, bullying. This is something which I realized it lately. Anoushka Jolly, 12-year-old young genius, young entrepreneur, who has started a company called Anti-Bullying Squad to address issues like bullying. Welcome to yet another episode of Life Loosened Up, where I spread the awareness and share the conversation with the hope of making small changes in someone's life. Takeaways from this interview. Number one, the painful incident which happened with her. Number two, we played a small role play where I went to her saying that I have a problem, you solve it, and she guided me through it. Number three, tips who is watching this video. And also, she has mentioned about a pledge in website. Understand what is that. So guys, enjoy the video. Please click on the like button of this video, and guys, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel Life Loosened Up.
Hey folks, please share and subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon for timely updates.
Welcome to Life Loosened Up, Anushka. How is it going with you today?
It's going great. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, no problem. I'm so honored to host you on this show. So, Anushka, before getting into questions, okay, I just want to do some honest confession. I just want you to understand who am I before talking or before asking other questions that I have mentally in my head. So let me tell you this. I was that kind of guy who bullied someone back in college. I bullied some people in college, but I'm that kind of guy where, some other people bullied me. Okay. What happened back then, it's very difficult to, you know, describe. It's very difficult to describe, and I don't have that much courage to talk about it at this moment. And that's the reason what I feel is I would need some more time where I'll just try to put up those words in the nice sentences and try to talk to a public, right? But somewhere those thoughts still revolve around my mind each and every time. It's not that I have completely forgotten the past. They are there with me, but at the same time, what do I remember? I remember the fun that I used to make of few of my friends back in college, right? And now, you know what, Anushka, that was not fun. I know that was not fun. That was bullying. I think I bullied a few people, and in this social media platform, I completely agree. And that's the reason I just want to say sorry if you guys are watching this video. If I have ever made fun of you, I'm very sorry. Okay, Anushka, so moving on. Could you please tell me the painful incident which happened in your life?
So, this moment actually inspired me to start Anti-Bullying Squad. I think it was when two of my friends they came up to me and they whispered in my ear that they're going to tease and humiliate a 6-year-old who they found irritating. And I was like totally shocked that they would do this to an innocent 6-year-old because I mean, who could be that heartless? But they did. And when they were bullying her, I looked at her, and instead of seeing a normal 6-year-old, I saw this helpless, terrified, sad little girl, and my heart almost melted because she was alone in this and she didn't even have anyone and she didn't deserve any of this. And, I felt guilty for not being able to help her. So I knew that I had to stand up for her, and that's what I did. So, after this incident, I thought about the way, just like her, so many children around the globe get bullied. And, वो बोल नहीं पाते, they need help, and no one is there to help them. So I decided that I want to do something about this issue, and I started Anti-Bullying Squad.
That's fantastic. Anushka, there is something called pledge on your website. Can you just describe like what pledge is exactly? Like, do you want me to take any pledge right here? I can take it.
Sure. So the pledge is basically like a vow or an oath that you take that you will never bully anyone, get bullied yourself, or you'll be an upstander against bullying, which is basically if you see bullying happening, you will be the one to stop it. And do you want to take the pledge?
Definitely, why not?
So you just have to put your right hand up like this
Okay. Okay.
and just repeat after me. Okay. I pledge
I pledge
to not bully anyone,
to not bully anyone,
to ever get bullied,
to ever get bullied,
and to be an upstander against bullying.
and to be upstander against bullying.
Now you've taken the pledge and you're also a part of the anti-bullying squad.
Awesome. I'm so glad that you made me part of your squad. Thank you, Anushka. So, is this something you get it done from most of them who try to talk to you or who wants to do it?
Basically, there's this form on my website, and currently, I think we've gotten around, I'm not sure, 400 to 500 pledges like till now, and lots of students have stepped up, and I've gone to schools to take sessions, and my friends, probably everyone has taken the pledge that I know of, and I want to also reach out to like many other people who will who'll take the pledge and also become like anti-bullying squad members.
Nice. And I also read that if someone takes pledge, then you would send some bands to them. Is that true?
Yes, actually, can I just show the band to you?
Definitely. Why not?
Just
Definitely.
get it.
Yes. I would love to see that.
So, if you take the anti-bullying pledge, then you get this band which says "I am anti-bullying squad."
Nice. Okay. Nice. So this is something which you ship to the people?
Yeah, I courier it to them. So like usually the people who've taken the pledge are like my friends, so I give it to them in school, or I've taken like live one-to-one sessions with them. So
Okay.
like I can give them, the bands. But currently, like because of COVID, we're not shipping because the cases are rising. But before that, like when we were low and when we could, we used to give even our merchandise and our bands to people who have taken the anti-bullying pledge.
Nice, nice, nice. So you just said about the live sessions, right? Could you just talk about those live sessions? Like what usually happens during those live sessions?
So in those sessions, basically schools and NGOs, they reach out to us or I reach out to them and I educate their students about bullying. So I talk to them mainly about what is bullying, the types of bullying, how to tackle it, the roles in bullying, and stuff like that. I kind of, make them, prepare them for bullying if they ever face it. And so they're aware of what to do in every situation, and the school kind of becomes an bullying free zone.
Okay, Anushka, sorry, but I would like to put you on a spot. Okay, let's do a role play. Okay, I'll come to you. Hey, Anushka. Okay, someone bullied me. Can you just train me? What should I do? What would you say?
So it's like obviously not that simple. I would need to get first of all details about it. I would exactly know what kind of bullying is happening because every type of bullying has different solutions, and it's kind of like a whole counseling process that I do, and I'll just speak about that. Firstly, I understand the situation, the details, what kind of bullying it is. Then I think this is the most important part. I acknowledge the person's feelings. So what people usually do when they're getting bullied, they just try to bury their feelings and try not to feel their feelings towards it. But I say, acknowledge your feelings, feel your feelings, because that's how you can get past them, right?
Exactly.
And thirdly, after I've understood the situation and they've, you know, acknowledged their feelings, we work on finding possible solutions, like as in what we can do to help combat the situation. Lastly, so basically, I added this as a new addition to my counseling sessions, and it's basically positive affirmations in the end. So, what bullying can do, it can bring down your self esteem and it can make you feel like no one loves you, and just even you don't love yourself. So I try to bring up the self-esteem of people who are getting bullied. It can simply be a self-love mantra like I love myself, I respect myself, I appreciate myself. It can be just saying one thing you like about yourself. Let's do it right now. Keaton, what do you like about yourself?
I like podcasting. I like to do videos. I like to vlog. I like to show my life to people.
Yeah, exactly. And you're amazing at that. So you don't you feel better about yourself and what you're doing right now?
Hell yeah, for sure. And you know what,
Exactly.
Anushka, you have given me that confidence. I can talk about my bullying story. Okay, now you said you need a real story, right? I'll tell you a real story, not completely. So back then, I was that chunky Motu guy, okay, in my school days. And people used to, I don't know to drop any names out there because I'm really grateful to those people because those people have shown me nice path, and that's the reason I'm here. You know what used to happen? I got this Moto guy, and then what used to happen is they used to pinch on my chest each and every time. And there was a time where I used to tell my parents, Ki, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. And you know what? My grandmom, I get laughs when I talk about this, and please don't mind, no offense. You know what she said once? You can put bra or you can put undergarments and you can go to college or you can go to school. Sorry. So these are the stories we keep striking my mind. I'm sorry, I've been complete I've been telling all this stuff. I don't know if I have to tell this or not, but yeah, this is everything in short. Like if someone comes to you, I'm pretty sure apparently there might be some people like me will come to you. How would you handle this situation?
So, I think I would obviously counsel them, and I'd actually take the situation into my own hands. But if like there's a thing where it's not possible for me to it's not my place to do anything about it, I would tell a teacher. I would tell someone who can do something about it, like a
I
parent,
see.
a teacher, a an adult who can actually who knows what to do in a situation like
Hmm.
this. And obviously it's really important to keep your elders informed whatever you do, because only they are in a place of authority, and only they can ultimately take action and do something about whatever's been happening.
Nice. So, Anushka, the story which I discussed with you, is it so heavy or have you heard stories beyond this? And this is nothing in front of what you have heard so far.
Yes. I've heard lots of stories, and they're kind of heartbreaking. I mean, there was
Okay.
this one kid who was 14 and got bullied so bad, and even the teachers bullied the kid. And
Mm,
like he got into all sorts of stuff like drugs, and it was just heartbreaking.
right.
And like even mental illnesses. And I couldn't even take it, the fact that a teacher would do that. So
Mm,
obviously I get lots of stories. I hear lots of stories, but I mean, it's really nice to be the person that people want to trust and connect with. And I hope that we, as a world, can once reach a place where we're not ashamed to talk about this anymore, and we can just openly inspire others and speak out about these issues. I mean, that's what I am aiming to do.
I see. Okay. So, Anushka, now could you just talk about your software enough?
Okay. So I have a website, and on my website, basically, what you can do, you can take the anti-bullying pledge, which you just took, and you can get this band.
Hmm.
You can learn about bullying. What is bullying, types of bullying, because there's lots to learn about.
Mm.
You can buy our merchandise, and you can read our blogs. On our blogs, people have actually shared their bullying experiences and like how they have gotten bullied and share lessons and tips to people who are actually getting bullied. And
Mm.
it's obviously like even you are like so brave to have spoken out about this and told the world about whatever issues you've been facing. And hats off to you and them and whoever's spoken out about this. Also, you can lastly, schools and NGOs can book group sessions where I educate the students about bullying.
Okay. So you don't have any alarm system or something which you plan to do on your wristband? Because somewhere I think I read about an alarm system which you are planning to do on your bands.
Alarm, I think I talked about a subscription model on my
Okay.
website.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically for the content on my website.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I think about it, like it's very hard to go to each particular school and give the session. So I would like to provide detailed, information on my website itself. And
Okay.
I'm currently working on doing that. I'm creating like a YouTube channel and opening up my social media portals so that I can educate more people about bullying and reach out to more of them.
That's so nice. So I mean, uh, can you just tell me if you live in your past? I know, I mean, you have been bullied too. So do you live in your past? Does it bother you?
I mean, the incident that happened that when I actually saw the 6-year-old getting bullied, it didn't affect my mental health, but it kind of, I remember it as a way that inspired me. But I did get bullied for a year in third grade. So I have like experienced both sides of the situation. I was the bystander, as in the person who watched the bullying, and a victim, as in who got bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And it did affect my mental health. I remember I used to cry a lot. I was apologetic, and I was just not at myself. I mean, I was just not myself at that point, and I was not confident. I was conscious and scared. And plus, the fact that I was still in third grade at that time, when when you're just a kid, so you're supposed to be happy and living in the moment. I was just so worried and scared about the bullying that was happening, which it really affected
Could you
me.
tell like what
And
happened? Do you have
yeah.
that courage to talk about it? Like, could you talk about the story? What happened to you?
Yeah, I went through social bullying wherein they kind of hurt my feelings and leaved me out of situations, and they kept saying I'm not your friend and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
like I remember when I moved on to the next grade, I was still really shocked and kind of, I wouldn't say traumatized because it's a very big word, but I would say shocked and kind of it had a big effect on me. And it was just terrible what they did. And I think the teachers and everyone around me were really understanding after that happened. But also this type of bullying that happened to me, which is social bullying, it goes unnoticed because it's really hard to notice it. It's all about your feelings and your mental health, and you can't see it through the face of the person, right? So which is why, like, it kept going on for like days and weeks and even years. But then finally, I guess it stopped because I had the courage to stand up to them. And I moved on. I made some really great friends.
Awesome. Anushka, could you give me around 3 tips? Just 3 tips. Whoever is watching this interview, they should take away from this interview.
um so I think first tip is self-love. See, if you, let me put it in simple words, if you love, respect, and appreciate yourself, no one can bully you. Because bullies, they just want to see you unhappy. And if they don't see you affected by it, if they see that you're too good to be brought down, they'll not care and they'll not bully you. So stay
Mm-hmm.
happy with yourself and don't let things people say bring you and your self-esteem down. Secondly, if you're getting bullied or you see someone getting bullied, don't be afraid or scared or quiet. Speak out. talk to me, a teacher, a student, whoever that can help you. Because, if you are scared, nothing will stop. If everyone, speaks up and, just tries to be in charge of the bullying that's happening, ultimately it'll never happen again. Yeah. Thirdly, um, there's these three words that are also on my logo, which I like to promote all the time, and they're friendship, empathy, and support.
Wow.
These three words, I think they'll absolutely change the world if everyone believes in them. Like, from the core of my heart, I think it's another religion altogether. I mean, this kindness thing, we should not take it lightly. We should just start, like, kind of giving it more importance and teaching students about it and implementing it ourselves, because if we do so, we'll build a society of acceptance, diversity, and love. And I don't think anyone can break that.
Awesome. You tell me one thing, Anushka. Are you really 12 years old?
Yes,
No,
I'm
because
very
I think there is, because see, you have gathered so much information about life and other philosophies. You know what, Anushka, you will rock it. And this is what I
thank
want to
you.
say in just 3 words. This is one of the entrepreneurs whom I interviewed like few weeks back, Murli Gundanna. He told me, Ketan, just do it. Ketan, just do it. So Anushka, I have 4 questions. So basically, I've asked on social media if they have any questions for you, and these are the 4 questions I have. So explain bullying in just one sentence.
One sentence would be: bullying is intentionally hurting someone repeatedly. So, obviously, there's a lot about bullying, there's examples and stuff that you need to understand it. But this is the basic summary of what exactly bullying is.
Okay. So next question: difference between conflict and bullying.
So this is like one of the questions that have been asked a lot, and so I'll just explain the answer right now. In bullying, there's always a power imbalance. So the bully is always more powerful than the victim, which is why the victim cannot do anything about it. While in conflict, there's no one's powerful or no one's like in power. It's just a disagreement or a fight between two people. Um, Bullying takes place more than once. It happens repeatedly, and conflict happens occasionally, or it's a one-time thing. Bullying has serious effects on mental and physical health, while conflict does not really affect someone's mental health in like that kind of
Mm, mm,
intensity, but bullying does. Conflict might have a few effects, but that's just temporary or like not that severe. In bullying, there's no intent to resolve anything, and the bully just wants to keep bullying the victim and making the victim feel in a place of vulnerability. But in a conflict, the ultimate goal is resolution and coming to an agreement. However, I think one thing we must remember is that every hurtful act is not bullying. I've seen parents, I've seen even students themselves classifying every single thing as bullying. Like, she's bullying me, he's bullying me. No. We have to figure out when something is bullying and when it is not. Because if we keep saying that she's bullying me, he's bullying me, it can bring down the value of
mm.
bullying as a whole. And people might start to believe that, oh, it's not that big of a thing, and it's starting to happen now. So which is why it's so important to educate students about bullying and what constitutes it.
Nice. And this is my favorite question. I'm very curious to hear answer of this. Is bullying normal in sibling?
Okay. Well, siblings fight, they have disagreements. Even I fight with my sibling. I mean, I don't have a sibling, I have a brother, but we do have fights. I understand that. However, when these disagreements become abusive or there's a power imbalance between the two siblings, or three siblings, it can be classified as bullying. Of course, it needs to be intentional and be repeated to be called bullying. But if this is all happening, then there's a good chance that a sibling is getting bullied by another.
Nice.
So the saddest part about this is that it goes unnoticed, even with the presence of a parent, because sibling bullying is normalized. Hitting and being abusive with a sibling is normalized when it shouldn't. It shouldn't be, because it has an impact on children. I mean, it causes kids to lack self-esteem, and home, which they consider a safe environment, is not a safe environment for them anymore. 30% of children have been assaulted by a sibling, and between 10 to 40% of children have been repeatedly bullied by a sibling. Of course, because how it's just ignored, this goes unreported. And like it, as I said, bullying has severe effects on a person's mental health, and especially if it's been done be if it's been happening to you by a sibling, then that's like, I don't even imagine what that could be, because that's someone you trust, that's someone who's a part of your family, and he or she shouldn't be bullying you, right? So for parents, this is very, very important. Hear me out. If you're a parent, you should know how to identify bullying. Three things: the power imbalance, the repetition, and if it's intentional. If these three things are happening between your kids, there's probably sibling bullying. For parents, I think the tips would be to avoid this altogether, is stop labeling your kids, stop having favorites, because it causes the kids to have unhealthy competition between them, and kind of pits them against each other, and that can also lead to bullying or like disagreements, which is either ways completely not okay.
Exactly.
Educate them about bullying, and stop the fights or disagreements in case they get abusive or cross lines. Please don't say stuff like fight it out because um like it's not okay, and someone can actually get hurt. And lastly, do not allow physical abuse in your home, and just make sure that the kids, they're staying safe. And siblings have fights, I mean, I don't think anything can stop that, speaking from personal experience. But we should definitely not let it reach a place or a limit where it becomes bullying.
Nice. And there is one more last question. How do you take counseling session for kids? That is something which we have already spoken about, right? Okay. Thank you so much for coming to our show. It was really, really good talking to you.
It was my pleasure. I'm really glad to have been a part of this initiative. Thank you so much.